Oh, we're here. Okay. We're here. Yay. Can
Does it
everybody hear
auto
us?
click live?
It auto goes when the time runs out. Yeah, I have it set up.
Hello, Everyneen.
Fancy.
Hello, T. And Tony diagnoses banned caffeine for Kivox's sake.
Mm.
They really hated you last week. It's okay. You want to burp?
Don't do that. It'll work.
I
Stop.
burped a
Stop.
baby.
It's coming.
It's gonna poop.
Dude, my nephew loves
Your microphone's far
Kivox.
away.
He like
Really?
holds him and he just
Dude,
stares
the
at him
monitor,
and
bro.
smiles and like
Jesus,
gets
you're
all
gonna
giggly
break
and cute.
everything. How about you just do this? Look. Oh, look at that. Just turn the microphone, point it toward your
Hello,
face.
Xander. Hello, Andrew.
Yo, look what I did to this drive, Mike. Speaking of drives, like we just were. So, is it? Well, that rubber band is gone.
That old ass band. That dusty band.
So, like, is it drive like a little SSD?
That creepy looking
Wait,
drive.
is there something wrong with my nephew because he likes Kivox? Is that
But,
what you're asking?
I put this little tape on it and I wrapped it around the thing just to like make sure it doesn't unplug on me, because like that's the worst. You know what I mean? And this drive's nice because I can actually like work off of it because it's nice and fast.
They don't see Mike.
Oh shoot!
Fly me in, baby.
I'm talking to you and nobody else knew. Mike, why didn't you tell us that we couldn't see you? You can see
I'm looking at Zoom, dude. I'm talking to you on Zoom,
you don't
baby.
have the thing open into your left right there?
While you were talking to me, I've been talking to you back.
Do you ever like sit with your girlfriend like in the same like room and there's like if you're in the bathroom and like talk to each other through the mirror even though you're standing right next to each other?
You know
We
it's so
do
funny.
that.
You know it's so funny. I did that for the first time ever a couple of weeks ago, and that's one of those things that like it ended up being one of those things that just like bothered her for some reason, and she like was like, "Cut it out! Like, why are you doing that?"
We did that
because
all
I was
the
like,
time.
Yeah.
was,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm also used to doing it here. Like we're
but-
literally doing that right now.
Yeah.
But maybe it was creepier though, because like, say like I was standing in that corner back there, and like there was a mirror, and then she was standing in the doorway because she came to say something to me. So maybe that's why it looked kind of like just weird. We weren't like really in the same room. She just came by to say something.
So it's funny that you said that, Tony, because Kivox was just telling me about that
What?
One Piece behind the scenes thing
Yeah.
where you can see the silhouette of Chopper.
Yeah. It looks pretty good.
It's not Bon Clay. I don't care.
I'm not upset about it. Oh, he's gonna be in the new season for sure.
He'd better be. I started one day. I can't remember. Maybe I had a couple of beers. I don't remember. But I turned on the first episode of One Piece, and
live action?
the like cartoon or
okay.
whatever. And it opened with a barrel floating towards them, and like the swan boat, but he was nowhere to be found.
Oh
so
no,
I
it
turned
wasn't
off.
the swan boat. It was a boat.
Well,
with
sure. I don't know.
But
yeah.
it wasn't the swan boat. Yeah.
But I saw the
was the
barrel,
ladies, right?
so I
Yeah, it
was like,
the
"Oh
ladies,
snap!
yeah,
I
it
know
was
who
the-
this
it was
is."
the ladies, yeah.
It was the female pirates.
Yeah, no, he doesn't come in until like a whiles later, a while in.
So
He's
is
not
anybody besides me and T watching the World Jigsaw Puzzle Championship?
Absolutely not. Who would do that? Who's crazy enough to do that?
I'm like trying to catch up. Don't spoil anything. I'm trying to catch up. It's been the worst week to have this puzzle competition because I like watching it like real time, and I usually like take time off of work, but I couldn't because work is busy right now.
So you watch someone put a puzzle together? Is that what it is?
A whole bunch of people's like it's a speed puzzle competition.
Are there a lot of like autistic people who like take
no,
part in
not
that?
that I know of. You have a lot of
I just thought they'd be good at that, dude. That's the exact type of thing they'd be awesome at.
There's individuals, there's pairs, and then there's teams of 4. And there's like different, literally 3 different divisions essentially.
I can't wait till there's like a controversy with that, and it's like he brought like pre-assembled like pieces to the puzzle.
No one knows
Someone
what
leaked what
puzzles
puzzle they
are.
were doing.
Yeah, so they
plus
give them
8
the puzzles there.
Yeah, and 8
8
of them are unreleased, or like half of the puzzles are unreleased, so like no one's ever done them before. They do it pretty fair. The one thing that I personally do not think is fair, which this might be like a hot topic, is hot topic.
Not the same thing.
Shut up. Is
A hot tamale.
each round, a certain number of countries has to be represented in the next round.
A Spencer's.
What are you talking about?
Mike, you got my joke, right?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, go. At least somebody got it.
I see.
Okay, wait, a certain number of what?
Countries needs to be represented
Can you
in
let
the
your
next
stupid
round.
cat in, please?
So like,
Your stupid
if
cat
there's
wants to get
70 countries at this, like, let's say individuals A, then 35 that go into like the semifinals have to be of a different country, which I think is totally unfair. Like, if you're in a puzzle competition and it's a speed competition, it should be based on who's fastest.
Yeah, so technically
as
losers
long as you
miss
finish
out.
the puzzle, I think. As long as you finish it.
That's preposterous.
Right. I don't agree with it.
Absolutely preposterous.
They're like, we want representation.
Just when I thought the idea of watching people put puzzles together competitively couldn't get worse, it somehow got worse.
What did you say, Mike?
He said that he doesn't like puzzles.
Come on.
No.
I mean, ooh.
How long does this take for people to put puzzles together? Like how?
They're not huge puzzles.
They're 500-piece puzzles, and like the fastest times are usually between like 25 and 35 minutes if you're individual.
Okay.
Come on, Oswin.
Dude, your cat sucks, dog.
You're so stupid.
Cat's the worst.
Come here.
All cats stink.
You are so dumb.
Yes. Yes, she is.
Come here, boo-boo.
Bro.
Yo, why does Dobby look like he's being mugged right now?
Is he like this?
He's like, whoa,
Hey.
whoa.
Boo. Boo. I give up.
You still gotta, on that subject, you still gotta do that thing, that idea I told you about.
I don't remember what it was.
All right, I'll remind you later.
Okay.
It'd be hilarious. What are you doing? You look like you're like hacking something.
I'm trying to get something to show Amy or Meek.
Let me look up this One Piece season 2 reveal.
That's what I was trying to pull up. I was just getting the video ready or
You
the
have something in your teeth,
display ready. Oh, that's not
Live action reaction. Live action reaction.
Hello, Aiden? Alejandro had a One Piece shirt. Yeah, I showed him. You like watching billiards and archery. Will jigsaw puzzles be in the next Olympics? There's like a lot of talk during the live stream about it being a quote unquote sport.
Absolutely not.
I'm gonna join it and qualify and be the equivalent of that breakdancing chick. Like
you don't have to qualify to get in the first round. Everyone can get in.
Gun is her name.
Yeah.
Toph was also cast. Toph or Toph?
What?
Are we talking about a different show? We're talking about.
Oh yeah, I don't care about
Airbender.
Last Airbender. That shit's.
Oh, Airbender.
That shit's.
I can't believe that got a second season.
Me
dude.
neither. It was garbage. I feel like God damn it, that's not what I want.
From the outside looking in, like the acting was atrocious.
I think not even from the outside. It was bad.
God damn it.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying like because I did watch people break it down, and it seemed like from like a fan's perspective that like it was just another bad adaptation where it was just like this isn't doing justice at all.
Oswin, what is wrong with you? What?
Dude, your cat sucks, dog.
I'm a dog, but my cat sucks. Your cat sucks.
It's not my cat. I don't have a cat.
Link, Daddy said he disowned you. He went, oh.
So, oops. Why did I do that? That was weird. Here, I'll cover myself up. But this is the
Buggy.
this is Buggy, yeah.
I think they cast him really well.
Yeah, he was good. He was good. I muted it though, but this is the actor that plays him. But he just kind of goes through and like shows some of the people that were that are like behind the scenes and stuff. And there's a bunch of stuff they just like blur. They blur out because it's like
clowning around.
it's like costumes and stuff and all that.
Okay.
Is that Crocodile's costume?
I didn't see it.
Oh my god, can you pause it? I'm dead. Link!
Hit him. Just smack him.
What do you do? He
He's
poop?
just scratching at the door, like
wanna
and
go?
yelling to try to get her attention.
You wanna go?
Dude, just leave her. She's not gonna go. Just pick her up. That's what she wants.
She ran away from
Because
me.
you like ran at her and tried to stab her with that knife.
2 other actors were cast in One Piece season 2.
Yeah. I already talked to Mike about it with what was his name again?
Come here.
Maganello.
Tony Jello.
Maganello.
Oh, your boyfriend.
Yeah, sure. But I don't even why.
Because you think he's hot.
Well, everybody does. It's
No.
not a me thing. Look at all the blurry stuff in the background. It's just like
Dude, that's like the worst looking blurry
it's just
ever.
like, oh,
It's just like, let's take a thing and smudge
why
the
does it
screen.
need to be good? They're not trying to like show you anything. They literally don't want you to even see like the colors and stuff. That's like the head guy, the showrunner.
Okay.
He's got a cleft chin and a half. I can point it out because I have one too.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this giant needle. What do you think that's for, Mike?
Hold on, I gotta wait till it gets there and I can see it.
Oh, you
Whoa.
Oh, because you can't see the thing. Yeah, you can only see the.
Dude, I don't know. Should I know?
Yeah, you should.
Man, it's been so long. I don't know, dude. There's been so many breaks, the finer details.
Mm.
When? Where would I know that from? Like when?
When you guys first got to this, started sailing.
Oh, so he used it to calm the whale down?
Yeah,
Is that it?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Did we
this.
know that that's what he did though?
Yeah.
Did we know? I
Yeah.
thought he just left through a door and then came back.
No, I'm pretty sure I told you.
How
guys.
did you know then?
Yeah, how did you know then?
You haven't seen it.
Cause I just remember maybe he told us about it. I just don't remember you describe. Maybe I could be wrong.
Oh, look, Drum Island. See Drum Island?
Oh, they're showing a lot of stuff.
Where is this? Where Chopper is?
It's one of the. It's in one of the. No, this isn't. I don't know. Maybe this is.
Dude, when they make Netflix worlds, it's gonna be interesting to go visit some towns from One
Dude,
Piece.
that would actually be pretty cool because there's a lot of like the Upside Down could be there. You know, like cool stuff like
Dude,
that. Memorable.
Another
things.
kind of complaint about the Star Wars land in Disney. Looked very fake. Like things looked very plasticky. Like it didn't look like believable. It was very interesting.
Come here, boo.
Oh, be careful, dude. We could see your search history, bruh.
Oh.
Ads. You don't even have premium.
This isn't an ad.
Oh, that wasn't an ad?
Oh, it was, yeah. But that's Chopper there. You see him? Chopper.
Chopper.
It doesn't look bad. I didn't watch this one, but
One Piece.
I don't know, man. I loved that show. I thought it was very fun. It obviously had its little flaws here and there, but One Piece is just so good. I really hope that they continue to make it. Basically, is my main thing.
Did you watch any videos like on the making of it or like from the creators or anything? Like, are the people behind it big fans?
Oh, that black guy that I just said was like the showrunner. Yeah, he's huge. He's like big in like the community as well. Like he's he went on like interviews and stuff.
It
And
makes a big difference.
huge difference.
Why don't they do more of that? Instead, it'll just like we talked about before. It'll just be people who are like, we don't care about the source material. We're doing our own thing.
Yeah, yeah. and they just disrespect the fans. Like that's the worst part. Like One Piece is so grand that it's one of the most probably difficult things I feel like to adapt perfectly. Like they're never going to do it perfectly, right? And the big problem that I see is that there's a lot of story that they really need to compress, and it's not like a regular show, like, or even like Harry Potter, right? There really isn't a lot of story in a Harry Potter book to compress into a movie. Like it's doable. They did it, and the movies did pretty well.
There is plenty of side stuff you can cut, and they did cut.
Yeah. And some they did better at some books than others. Like I feel like some of the bigger books should have been a couple movies, at least two. You know, like
yeah, I agree.
But,
I think the only ones that I think like if they were all done like the first two movies, I think that those would be good adaptations. Those are the only 2 out of the 8 movies that I think are genuinely like good adaptations.
What did you think of the One Piece show, Meek?
I liked it. I thought they did a really good job.
But you also don't remember much about the beginning of the show, right? The anime, I mean.
No, I mean.
But you did read the manga, the beginning of the manga
like I don't. Recently. I feel like I remembered a good chunk of it.
The big thing is like it's an expensive show to make. Like they spent a lot on it, but it's also like they really couldn't make it unless it was they were pouring some money into it just because of like not just the effects. There are a couple things that I wish they did better. Like I wish they made Arlong like a little bit bigger. Like just like a little bit more,
little longer,
like just a little bit like wider at the top. You know, because he was very like he was tall. But he was very narrow, like shouldered. I feel like they could have like just given him a little bit of like some padding in there just to bulk him up a little bit because he was like a big dude, like a big. I'll show you what he's supposed to look like.
So in as simple of terms as you can manage, what is the big difference? Because I didn't watch either. What is the big difference that makes the One Piece show a good adaptation and Avatar a bad adaptation?
So, acting.
Acting?
Sure, acting. I feel like visually...
The costumes are good.
Visually, the design was much better. Like, just even costume-wise, like, they felt like to me, they were like more... I feel like
the casting was done well.
Worn in. I don't think the casting itself... I think looks-wise...
Looks-wise, yeah, they're both good.
They're fine, but
I really like the way like the characters they chose.
I'll let you go first. Go
Sorry.
Ahead. No, you don't have to apologize. Just I'll let you go first, and so we don't keep talking over each other.
I feel like the characters themselves, like, they did look very. I like who they chose for One Piece. Shockingly. Yeah, Osmond agrees.
That's it.
And did they? What about like story wise? Like, did they just change the story too much? Like did the characters actually feel like the characters from the cartoon?
I think Luffy's honestly probably one of my least favorite.
He's a main character. He's the main like the captain, right? But
he's just it's a little corny sometimes the way it comes off. But Luffy is kind of corny. In general,
yeah, you can't adapt it perfectly without it being bad, and I think they did a pretty good job. The actor definitely has like that happy joy, like joyful vibe to him. Like the actor himself, like even in interviews, like he acts really good. Like what I would imagine Luffy would be like. He's like the closest thing that I've seen to a person being realistically a person. And being like Luffy, you know what I mean? Being like the character. I think he embodies him very much. He also got the approval from the creator of the show. Like he was very... That's another thing. The creator of the show was heavily involved... Not the show. The creator of the manga was heavily involved in pretty much every step of the show. So, and I guess he's mentioned that there were several things that he like fought and said like, no, that doesn't, you can't do that, or he argued with them to make it.
The writer's name again?
Oda.
Oh yeah.
Were there any big like changes of like modern changes, like turn this person into a girl or whatever, any of that stuff.
Oh, like woke changes?
Not
Yeah.
really.
I
mean,
don't think so.
There was one Nami's sister. They made her black.
Yeah, but she was
But it didn't matter. She was tan. Correct.
Yeah,
Yes,
she was like had a darker complexion.
What's cool about it is that all of the Straw Hats, which are the crew, right? They're called the Straw Hats. They are technically in real life like all from like different races,
countries
basically.
or whatever.
Like Luffy
cool.
is supposedly Brazilian, right? But the actor is Mexican, so I should be offended that they didn't cast a Brazilian actor for Luffy. But yeah, like
They're like, hey, close enough.
they're all like different races, which is pretty cool. People were complaining about Robin because
I need to see who she is.
No. People were complaining about Robin because the original anime, she was kind of tannish, and then after the time skip, she
white.
came back white, right?
I was gonna say I kind of remember her being tan.
If you look at the cover art, which
She's white.
She's white. She's always been white. But when they made the anime, they like made her skin tone a little bit different. So yeah, they said the same thing about Usopp too, but Usopp's definitely black. Like he's definitely black. But yeah. So then
I am glad they didn't give him a cheesy nose.
oh my god, yeah. There's a character that has like this really like Pinocchio nose thing going
Usopp.
on in the cartoon, but they didn't do that for the show, which is great.
Good.
I feel like if it was the people that were doing that like that Full Metal Alchemist movie or show or the movie that they did, they would have given him a big nose because that thing was like peak cringy anime adaptation where they like tried to make it the most anime as possible. There are still some like moments where you're like, ooh, that was that wasn't perfect, but like I think it still has the feeling, it has like the joyfulness of the show. But now what's it called on the other hand, every scene to me felt like it was filmed on the volume. Avatar, yeah. Every scene was filmed on the volume. Like the powers don't really make sense. The acting I think was terrible. But I don't think it was just the acting, especially for the main character though. I think Aang was the worst actor in the entire thing. The story,
Brutal.
like there was a lot of like things that were done that didn't make sense. Like he didn't ever learn any other bending. The whole journey is book 1 he learns water, book 2 he learns earth.
I feel like they definitely like if you're comparing the two shows, Avatar changed more than One Piece.
And Avatar is so much shorter. Like it's so much easier to contain the thing. Just get rid of some of the side stuff, some of the useless stuff, and just tell the story. But like I definitely feel like they changed a lot for the sake of whatever reason.
I honestly think what I really think it is, I think with a lot of this stuff, it's people who, one, don't know the source material, 2, don't care. So then what do? You just go with like the cliche. You go with like some cliche stuff where you just like make it up. You know what I mean? It'd be like if they made like a Dragon Ball live action.
Well, no, I mean what they did with the movie Dragon Ball Evolution. Do you forget it? I feel like that's been wiped from your brain.
No, but I don't count that because even the like writer or director or something came out and like he straight up said, like he admitted or apologized, like it was just like for the money, he didn't care or try or whatever. So like in that situation, it's kind of like I kind of can't even count that. Like
you know the guy that played
it does
Piccolo
count
in that.
What was that?
The guy that played Piccolo in that movie.
Yes.
So he was Spike from Buffy.
Oh, really?
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
okay.
no.
So, but he also played a voice in Dragon Ball Super, and he asked, I guess, them to change his name so that people didn't know that it was him that played that voice.
Why?
Because like one, it was kind of like this is what he said, that it was like an apology to the fans of Dragon Ball because he felt bad because he hates that movie sucked, and he's like, don't go see this movie. It's terrible. Like nowadays, like now he's saying that, but like he said, yeah, it was just something that he's not proud of, and he doesn't want anybody to see it. And if you didn't see it, it's okay. But yeah, but he played I forgot his name, but one of the gods from the other timeline. Yeah, you don't remember.
Let's read some things.
Sure.
Tony said Andrew said, I want to get or make an Elder Wand style wand about the same style wand you did, Kivox. No comment?
Like the white one or the like my personal one?
Tony said, how are we liking iOS 18?
I haven't gotten it yet. I'm gonna wait a
I don't
little
think
bit.
I have it either.
Yeah, I'm not gonna download it yet, just to make sure that it's stable before I download it.
And then Andrew said, I like the live action Bleach. I recently got done watching it.
Yeah, it was
liked
pretty good.
Yeah.
It was not bad. Yeah.
I don't remember a lot of it.
It wasn't great, and it was a movie, right? It wasn't like it was a movie.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it was fun. It was good. I feel like if you're a huge
I don't really know the Bleach
fan
show, but we watched the Bleach show after, and it really wasn't that different.
Yeah. So actually, let me pull something else up here.
I feel like I used to hear about that anime all the time, and then like when he said like Bleach, I feel like I used to hear about that all the time, but I feel like it's been like 10 years.
It stopped. It ended, and it hasn't. But then they're actually just brought it back. I think it just came back.
Sandra said, I'm going to the bakery, so if my phone battery or mobile data cuts out, I expect you guys to stop and wait till I get home.
Oh, we will. Don't worry, we'll be here. No problem,
bro. Here. Just when your phone dies, just let us know so we know when to stop.
What's her face, Robin?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I feel bad for anime fans because I feel like literally 99% of the live action stuff is trash. Like that atrocious freaking Death Note live action movie. That was despicable.
I could see it.
I mean, it is what it is. But
she kind of looks like
I
her.
wanted to show you Mike somebody.
I don't know her name though. I don't think what.
I don't know either.
Lyra Abova.
I think she's supposed to be Russian. Like, so here's the thing. In the One Piece universe, there's no, it's not, in the One Piece world, it's not Earth, right? It's different. So he just bases them off of different places. It's not like Luffy is from Brazil. You know what I mean? It's just like, but like his style and his look. Yeah, the equivalent of like the area that he's from type thing.
I find stuff like that like very interesting when they do that. Like, do you remember that game like Ni no Kuni?
Yes.
So it was like a really interesting like piece of lore that I've always, for whatever reason, remembered.
The collector's edition of that game for like $200 or $250.
Yeah, but I mean, we paid like probably $100 and something for it.
But it's old.
Yeah, that was a super rare collector's edition. But like that little like elf guy or whatever, I forget his name, but like it's like interesting because
Drippy.
I think, yeah, that sounds about right. But I guess like they cast some like Welsh guy, I think, to voice act him because in Japan or whatever, like the region that Japan, like that, I don't know what you would call like group of Japanese or regional or whatever. Like it was like evocative of that, and I thought that was like very interesting to be able to like draw those conclusions or whatever.
We both went,
or not conclusion, but like parallels.
So let me show you Arlong.
Oolong.
It's not Oolong.
Very, very similar in certain countries. I think maybe where like around where Arnold Schwarzenegger's from, they would actually dub his voice. Because like he was considered like to have like a hick or something like voice, so like it wasn't like popular enough for him to actually do the voice.
You see, why isn't this working? Okay, cool. I won't.
Oh, okay.
So you see how he's like really big and he's tall, like he's much taller than like a human, right? Like
yeah,
he's not a
he's
small.
a fish man.
He's not a small guy.
Yeah,
like you can see him here next to
Nami,
to a human, right? Oh, okay, cool. It just zooms, when it zoom in, it just breaks. But anyway, they made him kind of like small in the, like you can see here, right? He looks weird, as obviously like they didn't do CG, they did all like prosthetics and stuff. But you could see how narrow his shoulders are. They could have easily just made him a little bit wider. You know what I mean? They gave him like lift so he was taller and he stood a little bit taller. But like I wish he was a little bit more menacing with his like just his size.
Stature.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, to be fair though, maybe they tried it and it just looked stupid.
Oh look at this. This is a perfect picture. Look. He's 3 heads wide here. and the cartoon one was 5 heads wide.
Oh my god.
This is like the exact thing that I'm talking about.
It's hilarious.
Let's see. Look at that. That's perfect. And then if you change the ratios, he would look like that. It's weird. But then we have Mihawk, which I think Mihawk was
He looked great.
freaking perfect. Like, look at this guy. Look at this guy. Oh. Oh, wait. That's Matt. There he is. Look at him. He even has the little knife. Look at the little knife.
Dude, that's dope.
And it's
Yeah,
great.
it looks like they actually tried to make the show based on the show. What
Yeah,
do you know?
and then you can see like his
Why
sword.
isn't the jacket pink?
Oh, I mean, it has a bunch of like cool acts. If you look closely at it,
His
like,
cross is on his back is a bit smaller, but
it is, yeah. But the sword is still huge. You know, it's still a huge. It would suck to be like have like a thing hanging off your back like this wide. It's a sword. That's just like the guard of the sword. But yeah, he was great. Like he just looks crazy.
Andrew said your white wand and maybe your personal wand.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And
Nice.
then Xander wants to know if anyone needs baked goods.
Yeah, if you want to just mail them to me, that would be that would be great.
I'll take a low carb muffin, please. Preferably carb free.
Gross.
It's just cheese.
Yeah, Mike, look, you can see here what I based the things off of too, the wanted posters. Can you see it? Oh, yeah, I forgot. It takes a second for you to
Yeah,
for you
that's
to
funny.
see it. Yeah.
Nice. They're all gone now, though, in the background. They all fell.
No, I took them down because like half of them fell, and I wanted to like show you guys them for some reason. I was doing something. I don't remember what I was doing. But yeah, dude. Honestly, like, so they're no, not redoing, but
You
they're
like my Ozrin drool?
gross. There's a new One Piece series coming out, hopefully in the next year or so. So there's another studio kind of rebooting it, even though it's not over.
Really?
Which is awesome. But I think it's called The One Piece instead of One Piece.
Okay.
And I feel like that may end up being like the definitive, like, hey, you're new to One Piece, you should watch this. You know what I mean? Because it's going to be more modernized. It's probably going to be a little bit more streamlined. They're probably going to get rid of like some of the fluff and stuff. But they're also like Oda, the creator, is telling them to like not just copy it 1-to-1 from the comic. You know, like kind of do your own thing with it, because we already have the copy. You know, so like do something a little bit, and then that's kind of like what the show is doing, where it's following the guidelines of the story and the world. And what's cool about the show and the new anime is that like there's already so much lore like out now, as opposed to when it was first coming out. It was all, you know, he was coming up with it, and all those stuff. The
So
stuff
you can
wasn't
kind of foreshadow some
exactly.
stuff.
But here's the thing: the best thing about Oda and the best thing about One Piece is that there's so much setup. Like that's my favorite part about it. You're like, oh man, this was set up like 5 seasons ago, you know, like 5 arcs ago, like they mentioned this. And I'm sure it's not all planned, but like when you put in little things and then you figure it out later, like stuff like that is cool. And you know, like
that stuff's cool for sure.
The hair thing with Yumiko. But yeah, it's great. It's a great show. You definitely, if you ever watch the live action, you definitely have to go in like knowing that it's based off of an anime, so you don't like go in like, oh, I'm expecting like a serious like show, you know, like you got to give it that, like, it's supposed to be fun, it's supposed to be a little silly, it's, you know, some characters are gonna act a little goofy, like, and I think you would like it. It's being in the right mindset sometimes to watch a movie too. Like when I go to watch a Marvel movie, I'm not expecting the world, you know, like I'm expecting to hopefully just have fun and not be disappointed by like some woke crap that happens. But as long, like, you know, like what's it called is great. Freaking Deadpool was great. It was just fun. It was just a fun, like, it was like back to like the roots of what like it should be, to just go to the movie theater and just have a fun, good time.
Well, on the subject of that, there have been some little hints. I mean, I'm not banking on it, I just don't trust them. But that like behind the scenes, Disney is kind of like
Yeah,
realizing
changing,
that they need to dial that stuff back.
realigning their things. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, that's
waking it
definitely
up.
true. Even with the yeah, they're finally waking up, right? The there that's I feel like the big start for that was the cancellation of what's it called, and then also the whole what is it, acolyte,
Cancellation of what?
Dude,
acolyte.
They canceled that?
Yes,
Oh.
I told you about that like 2 weeks
dude,
ago.
I have a whole theory about Acolyte.
What's it called though? Snow White though too. Snow White was a big one that
Did that ever come out?
no, it's coming out,
No,
but
dude,
it's been getting
it
a
is
ton of
stunning.
backlash, and that lady's a moron. I gotta go pee though.
Well,
I'll
I
be right
think
back.
it's getting so much backlash
Because she's a moron.
because
Yes.
she's a moron.
Yes,
Dude,
agreed.
I'm not even, it doesn't even have to deal with like if you like agree with her or not. Like, like there is something about her that is like stunningly unlikable. Like
Well, 'cause
I
she's
haven't
very
seen
cocky.
anything like it.
And like very like self-assured, and then like they catch her, like he showed me clips of like her contradicting herself in like different interviews. Like she'll say one thing like, oh, I used to watch this as a child all the time, and then in another interview she was like, yeah, I didn't watch it until recently. It's like, what are you doing?
Dude, it's like, I don't know. I feel like these new age, this
So,
new era of people is just so
Max
like
talking.
disconnected.
What do you say? What'd you say?
He's talking about, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying how that I just said how that Snow White, like the girl playing Snow White, like not even like in regards to like if you agree or disagree with her like beliefs or whatever, there's just something like stunningly like unlikable about her.
Oh yeah, for
That like
sure.
I can't that like you don't see that often where like just immediately it's just like there's something off-putting about her.
She's also off white. She's not.
She's off-white.
Yeah.
Ew.
Ew, what?
He bought a chicken, bacon, and mushroom pie. I don't eat chicken or bacon. That was too fast. Did you wash your hands?
I did, yeah, and I sanitized. Actually, no, I didn't wash my hands. I sanitized. Who washes their hands? You only wash your hands when you poop.
Only if you don't have a bidet, baby.
You still don't like wipe just in case there's like still.
No,
something.
I know. I'm just joking. I'm just
Okay,
joking.
all right, got it. I want to get a bidet, Meek, or a bidet
Dude.
insert for the toilet. Mike, when he moved into his house, that was the first thing he did. He didn't even move any of the furniture in first. He said, "Look, we gotta get some bidets and install them before we move in any of the furniture. 'Cause I don't want
One
to
on each.
accidentally sit on something with a."
That was part of the contract buying the house.
Yeah.
It was we get to keep the appliances, the carport, and I want bidets in this mother effer.
Yeah.
What house doesn't come with appliances nowadays? I feel like in the U.S., that's like a thing where you like,
Yeah.
Plenty of houses.
nah.
Well,
Yes.
I mean, maybe it's regional, maybe it's like based on state, but I think it was morely like if I remember right, it was like we just put it in there just to make sure. So you don't go to move in and suddenly be like, oh, we don't have a fridge.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
that's the
and
thing.
I
Like,
think part of it was maybe the fridge in particular was different than the one on the listing, like in the photos. So it looked like they got a new fridge. So she just kind of they added it to make sure that, like I said, we didn't get caught off guard.
like the only thing that they could have taken from us would have been the fridge and the washer and dryer, but everything else is like
Built
you know
in.
like a cooktop and a wall oven and stuff.
But still, like, I don't know. I've always found it interesting because, like, I think every house I've ever lived in, like, the appliances came with it. And also, though, like, my friend that lives in Germany was telling me about how in Germany you travel with your appliances. Like, you buy them and, like,
Really?
no place comes with appliances.
How inconvenient, dude.
Right. I'm like, what? Like, that sucks.
Yeah, I've never personally heard of a place where it was missing anything that I can think of.
Yeah, I think in
of
the
that.
US that's very uncommon to, like, have to buy your own appliances.
Probably
Xanderson-
mostly because people don't want to have to move them. So they're like, I'll just
right.
get new ones, dude.
Because the country's so big too. Like, odds are, like, if you're moving, it's pretty far away.
Yeah, or the place you're going
did
to,
that. He went,
they'll
"Oh."
have appliances.
But he was
What?
saying but it sounded like he went
Problem with Snow White is the evil queen is fairer than Snow White, so the mirror lies and
That is
obviously has a
very
beef with
true.
Snow- I forgot
Very
that.
true.
Like, I wasn't even thinking about the fact that like she's not white,
Yeah, she's off white.
Yeah.
and like why is her name Snow White?
Well, you know what's really interesting is like because you know the whole Israel Palestine thing, like those two are at uh, Gal Gadot and Rachel Ziegler, whatever her name is. They're both on like opposite ends of that. So now they have to like promote this movie where they're both saying like they both support different
Wait,
sides.
what's her face?
So there's probably
Gal Gadot.
She's the queen.
Oh,
yeah.
that
So like
sucks.
she's like, very pro-Israel, and then the other girl is very pro-Palestine. So it's just interesting that even that, like,
Where
they
is
have
Gal
to do all
Gadot
these.
from?
I'm guessing Israel, but
I have no
don't know.
idea. We moved them here. The rest of Canada, it depends where. Damn, that would suck. I would never want to move into a house that didn't have appliances.
So
Dude, for
in
real.
our D&D world, instead of fishmen, there are these things called Dragonborn. So I based the fishmen off of, or I based the Dragonborn like lore off of the fishmen.
Fishman Island.
Yeah, boy. When Nate was a wee tadpole, baby.
Oh, my eyes.
A tadpole. That's not a. That's
A fish.
maybe an egg.
Yeah, when he was a little egg.
Iggy?
You ever think about that? Like, are Dragonborn born?
Thing on your tooth right here.
Get it.
No.
Get it out. It's in my
Can't use
mouth.
your shirt.
Get it out with your fingernail.
No.
Get
Come
it.
on, do it.
No.
Do it.
Do it, dude. And you want me to kiss
it.
you on camera, but you
Yeah.
can't touch my teeth.
It's just gross.
That makes no sense.
Give me a kiss.
Give me a kiss.
Give me a kiss.
That's a bird, a weird bird.
No, you get those parrot videos too?
Dude, I
love
love
those
birds,
videos.
bro. I love birds. Birds are like the
Dude.
coolest.
Not to own.
No, I don't.
From
Birds
afar, they're
are
cool.
also kind of evil though too, to
Birds
be honest.
are-
Oh, like that one. I'm not gonna hurt you.
Birds, birds are like the coolest. I don't know.
It's crazy how
species or
smart they
whatever.
are
Like,
for how little they are.
not just that, just like they're so unique. Like they're so different. Like there's so many weird. Every time I see a new bird, I'm just like, how does this exist and why? How did it evolve
Dude.
into this?
They're absolute savages too, man. Like I think I told you before about the ones where like they'll go to like a nest of a different type of bird or whatever, get rid of their eggs and then leave their own eggs there so that they
That's
don't have to
so
take care of their
messed
baby. Like
up.
Yeah.
they're so messed up, dude, for real.
In New Zealand, you have to
They're-
leave stove, fire alarm, and rubbish recycling bins when you move. Yeah, I mean, for us, this was new to me because the city I grew up in, they didn't have set garbage bins, but like you would leave your garbage at the end of the road and like you could have your own garbage bins, but it was part of your like property tax. Where we moved now, they don't have garbage, so we have to pay a company monthly to come out.
Oh, you do? Brutal.
Yeah, to take our garbage, and they gave us recycling bins in a garbage bin. So like, eventually we'll have to give them back if we don't use them anymore. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's like $37
Brutal,
a
dude.
month.
I mean, they get you. They like the town would tax you if you're not paying for it. It's never free. It's just you pay for it. in a
Especially up
different
there,
way.
taxes are absurd, dude.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So
Our
it
property
is
tax
what
is
it
like
is.
unreal how expensive it is.
I believe it, dude.
Like, it was 11,000 last year, I think. It's crazy.
Jesus, bro. That's ridiculous.
I basically have to save like over $1,100 a month just to like for our property taxes and our
That doesn't
insurance.
math.
Our insurance too.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's
Damn,
not. That's more than a lot.
You guys gotta move on down here, man. We'll live it up. Be God's country, baby.
By stove, I mean oven. Leave oven, fire alarm. We have garbage
Oven,
recycling.
comma, fire alarm,
Yeah.
comma, recycle. You know what I mean?
We have garbage recycling compost bins, and it's on property taxes. We don't
Compost
have
bin.
compost
Gross.
bins, but
That's their poop. That's how they get rid of their poop.
I guess from like where we live, it's city to city, so each city has their own like garbage and recycling thing.
They're not owned by the city though here.
No,
They're
correct.
private.
I mean, when I first moved to this house, it blew my mind that they didn't have it. Like we had to buy our own garbage place. It's like I think where you grew up too, you had it free, right?
Yeah, but I grew up like in an apartment, basically, you know. Yeah. But before that, when we had the house, it was also
free.
Free.
Well, free, but you know.
Yeah.
Part of the city taxes. Whatever. Being an adult sucks.
I want to be a wee lad again.
Yeah, but then you don't have anything.
Yeah,
hey,
true.
I feel like I was way better off when I could just sit there and play video games all day.
Oh, they only get your garbage every 2 weeks? Compost every week. So sometimes you must put leftover in the compost when it's like over 100 degrees. That's not a thing here, but like gross. 2 weeks. I would not want garbage sitting in my house for 2 weeks. We've done it.
100 degrees in Canada? What? Who? Where? What? How? It doesn't get 100 degrees here, barely. Like, it's like one day a year. It's like over 100, and like.
Yeah, I thought it was way colder up there.
Yeah, I thought you lived in Canada. What the hell's happening? Why are you lying to us, T? She's always lying about the temperature over there. She's always like, it's so hot. It's like 100 degrees, but she's like going by Celsius, and she doesn't really know what the conversion is. And she's just like, it's equivalent to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. And I'm like, T.
Dude, the last time I went to Texas, it was 100, and the heat index was 113. See, and it literally felt like death.
I believe, because
it was so
Texas.
hot.
It's significantly further south, and
he said apparently it's been hotter there than us this summer.
That's impossible.
I don't know.
That's like saying that it's drier here than it is in the middle of the ocean. You're in Canada. That's like
lies, bro.
Wow. There's some beef, real steels that I live in Canada. Definitely not 100. I mean, Canada's enormous, though.
She lives not in Canada. She lives in Quebec.
Quebec.
You think because it's getting hotter each summer? I mean, it's definitely warmer on average here than it ever has been.
I feel like
Dude, you know how funny it would be if like climate change, like let's say 100% is real, but everything freezes, and then everyone's like, "Well, we messed that one up."
I mean, it can happen. Like things can drop, right? Like it can increase, and then we can get like a bunch of stuff that gets tossed up in the atmosphere, and it could just drop the temperature a bunch.
Have you noticed like a lot of, I don't know if this has affected you at all, but like our homeowners insurance and our car insurance has gone up like crazy because of like all the natural disasters in the country.
It sucks because like we just had that terrible storm where like here there was just like random rain. It was just so much rain all at once. It's like the storm was coming by, and it was like I just had to take a breath and like hung out for like 5 minutes. What?
That's brutal. No, I'm saying that's
okay.
What the
yeah. It like literally seemed like it just stopped over like an area and just annihilated everybody's house in that area.
Brutal, dude.
They bought in prepaid rubbish bags, but they put property tax to pay for it. Then they brought in the bins and they put the tax up again. Here in Oklahoma, it gets hotter in the summer. It gets hotter each summer. Time passes. Yeah, I don't know.
Our winters have been so mild too. We'll get like 2.
It's because we're getting closer to the sun. That's my theory.
It's absolutely nuts though. Like I never thought that in my lifetime, like I would see such a drastic difference in the winter. Like you lived in Connecticut. We used to get crazy storms.
Oh, I loved them, dude. I used to love those, man. It's like, all right, man, we're good for 3 or 4 like good storms. I remember like our freshman year in high school, like we were having snow days in literally like March or April. Now it's like, hey, it might snow.
Yeah, now it's like the middle of February. We'll get like a storm that actually like sticks around a little bit, but then it but then it's instantly like melted. And then we'll get like a random like 70-degree day, and it's just like, oh, okay, now it's hot again. Okay, now it's all gone. And then usually we'll get like a random storm in like November. but it like literally sticks around for like half a day.
We haven't gotten that the last year or two.
No, I think we did. It snowed, but it wasn't like a storm.
Yeah.
It, like, you know, but we did get.
But I remember
snow.
when we first met, there was that really bad storm in October.
That was like 2
And it
or 3 feet.
No,
was
not
shit.
that.
Shut
It was a
stuff
storm in
down.
October, and it was an ice storm. Remember?
Ice storm.
Oh yeah, ice storm.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was crazy bad.
Those are usually worse than the snow. When we get ice.
Well, a lot of people lost power for a long time.
Oh yeah.
We got
I
lucky.
actually
We
remember
didn't
that.
lose power, but then there was that storm like maybe a year after we met, or maybe a little longer. But that was like 3 feet. It went up to my waist.
that we went outside with my parents.
Yeah.
And took some pictures. Yeah.
It was
fun.
really crazy. And that's the last time like we really had bad snow.
I think my mom like fell, like, or she like tried to sit down and then like couldn't get up. I think because it was like, and it's like, cause like we lived in like the condo complex like thing, right? So like there was these weird like big bumps of like snow because they had like cleaned up some of the snow prior, but then it like snowed more, and it just like the you couldn't drive because everybody was just like snowed in for like.
Remember the
the
time
day.
someone didn't put their e-brake on and like hit, was it your car or your dad's car or something?
I don't know.
It
But
like
I remember now.
backed up and like hit the car.
It was just up against the car, yeah, like when we got out there. And then remember that time that my bike got stolen?
Yeah.
Did you know about
Oh,
this? Mike?
that's I kind of remember this.
So like my
Did
bike.
you end up finding it?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a month later. They like tried to hot wire it or whatever. They cut the wires, tried to hot wire it. I ended up just patching it and like fixing the wires. But I think they couldn't get it to start because it wasn't like a Kawasaki or a Honda or like something that is normal. So and I think the wires were all like the same color, so they didn't know what to do. And I think they
Dummies.
just tried to roll it down like the hill, like in but then I think that they didn't want to keep going with it, so they just like parked it there. They literally just parked it in a spot. And then
God bless them. I would've just dropped it.
I
and
went
been
out
like,
there and I was like, oh man, somebody stole my. I was so pissed. I called the cops and then I put a thing in, and then
some cops they couldn't even find it.
and
Do
then,
a premises search,
right,
buddy.
Right. And then one day, like my dad was like driving by and he like calls me. He's like, hey, was your bike like this color?
Cajinho.
And I was like, yeah. And he's like, I think it's here. I think it's parked. I was like, where? And like I ran over there, and it was just parked there.
Mm-hmm.
And then so then like I pushed it.
with like
it
a
back
bunch
home.
of like leaves and twigs and
Yeah,
junk.
yeah. Like it was parked there for like at least a month. Just
But it wasn't. Was it like?
like
it was still
remember
in
where
good
the
shape,
tennis
though?
courts were over by the condos, over by my house. Like
Yes.
if you left that way, it would go
Where
to
it
the
would
school.
come up by the school.
Yeah, right by the school.
Yep.
It was parked like right in a spot right there. And
How
I
did
lived.
they get it there? Was there a
No,
road?
there was a
Well,
little
downhill.
path. There was a little path.
So
that-
by the stairs.
Yeah, it was
so
a
they went down.
walking path. Yeah.
Wow.
How crazy is that?
Okay, that's nuts.
Yeah. And it was like
could
it
only-
was a month later I went there. The battery I don't even think was dead. It was like I was just like, it's a miracle.
Dude, for real, dude. That's
And
like
like we went to
awesome.
the police station, they almost like were like, really? Like remember they almost like didn't believe you that it was like right around the
I
corner.
don't remember.
So
that.
so straight up then, don't incriminate yourself. But how did a month went by? How did that work for insurance? Were you just out of a bike,
I think you
like
can
out of like?
you can stop the insurance. The
No,
motorcycle
no. I
insurance.
mean, like you were beat for
I
like
don't
what
think
you
I
owed
had, I
on
don't
it.
think I had full coverage.
Oh yeah, no, we didn't. I don't think we got any
I don't
money.
think I had full
Now,
coverage.
did you own it or were you still
I
paying
don't
it
know.
off?
It was paid off, I believe.
Yeah. So I was just out of
Okay.
luck.
You were just beat.
done, yeah.
Damn. What a miracle, man. That's sick.
Yeah.
That's so dope.
And then you ended up selling
I
it.
sold it, yeah.
for, like, a good amount of money.
6,000 or something like that.
All right,
Dude,
so Xander
nice.
said, speaking of insurance, I'm thinking I'm not going to get house insurance so no one run into it with their bulldozer. Dude, that's too risky, man. You got to get house insurance, especially with like what's going on in the world and global warming and junk. Like, and someone could just like walk onto your property and fall and then sue you.
That's true.
T said, I didn't
That's
know.
more likely than like just something random happening. I mean, that's
Yeah, the
very
ice caps
unlikely.
melting and destroying your house. You'll be
flooding
fine.
them out. Yeah.
During 2007, there was an ice storm in Oklahoma that really threw out power. It's especially crazy, like when you're somewhere that isn't used to ice and they don't have like the mass amounts of like salt.
But
and
like, listen,
sand
look,
and-
guys. If you ever have like, if your windshield's ever frozen, all
Don't
you
put
do,
warm water
hot
on it.
water,
No.
boiling hot water. Just pour it right on the windshield. Clean it right
Bam.
up. Just pop. It'll pop right off.
It won't be frozen anymore,
It
baby.
will not be frozen. I guarantee it.
Oh my God.
If anybody does that, let me know how it goes.
I
Yo,
can't
let's get
believe
Teen
that
here
people do
so
that.
she could yell at this fellow Canadian that she's
I know they're having
beefing
some
with.
beef.
Wait, what's that? Tell me what's
Yeah.
happening.
And they're talking about like
Temperatures.
they don't live in the same area, and like apparently the prime minister in Quebec sucks. And something about being a frog in Canada.
Wait, so the Trudeau dude's not the boss down there for both? Like they have two
Yo,
different like presidents.
Quebec is weird, bro. Like I don't even know the politics of Quebec, but I know that Quebec is very Quebec-y.
Apparently they don't have beef, and we're just like
They don't have beef in Quebec, dude. Get out of
no
there, bro.
suing
that
in New
sucks. You guys
Zealand.
all,
And
like,
even if we did have house
vegetarians?
insurance, we wouldn't have anything to do with it.
I
Yeah,
love
but like
beef.
then you're not afraid that I have to have insurance. I'm pretty sure. Don't you have to have homeowners insurance, or do you not? I know car insurance you have to.
I think if you have like a loan or something on your
One time they accident. I had a couple headaches when I first moved in here. One time they accidentally canceled my insurance because I think that they mistakenly thought that something was on my property that wasn't. I think that might have been why. And then like I legit got like a message from like my mortgage company. So I know like I'm pretty sure need more like insurance.
Yeah, so if you have a mortgage,
Well, yeah, like
sorry, you're supposed to have it.
So I recently I got rid of our escrow account. So like,
so he's not getting a mortgage. Okay.
what?
He said they only need it if we want to get a mortgage, but he's not. He's just like renting. Is that what he's saying? So he's not getting renter's insurance?
And renter's insurance here is like $20 a month. It's super cheap.
Definitely worth it.
But what was I saying? Oh, yeah, we recently got rid of our escrow account. So I pay our homeowner's insurance and our property tax separately because I wanted to like get interest on the money instead of it sitting in like a no interest account. But when I did that, when I did that, I didn't realize that I was going to get a letter from my mortgage company that basically said like, all right, now that you got rid of this, every single time you pay your property tax and your homeowner's insurance, you need to send us proof that it was done. And I was just like, really, dude? Like, this sucks. And then our car insurance raised in price randomly. So I'm like, awesome.
Yeah, insurance rates are through the roof.
Well,
yeah.
no. Like, we renewed our so it did go up by a lot, like our homeowners and our car insurance, because they're together. But we tried like 10 different companies and they were all even more expensive. So we ended up staying with the one we're at. But then when we took the homeowners off and we decided to pay it privately, apparently that like makes you a higher risk. So our insurance went up in price again.
Well, they do give you bundle deals, like because I just added
bundled.
insurance.
It is bundled, but because we are now paying privately instead of it going through the escrow, the insurance company considers us more of a risk of not paying, I guess. So they raised the price again.
Well, because now you're their problem. Otherwise, they would probably get the money from the company, and then they would go after you.
Which is crazy to me because I've never
it's nuts.
one time paid anything late ever, yet they're doing that to us.
All that stuff is such a scam. That's like with car insurance. Like literally, like I've heard stories where there was some mishap and they were like a day apart, like ending their insurance and then getting insurance, and then it counts as a lapse. So then you lose all of that built up whatever. Like, and so your rates skyrocket. So stupid, man. All that stuff's a scam.
I hate it. It's just like I didn't know that like getting rid of the escrow account was going to cause a lot of nonsense. I was just being
you figure if it's anything that can benefit you, you will pay the price for that. You will.
I guess
pay
right. Like
for that,
me wanting the 5%
interest.
on my own money. How dare I?
That's a keeping your money tax.
I guess I don't understand owning a house in New Zealand.
They're like,
dude, just move to that town from Lord of the Rings, man.
Yeah, the Hobbit.
Rohan or whatever. Yeah, the Hobbit. Moving to one of the Hobbit
was
places.
like a person, wasn't he?
That's where I thought you met.
Well, I think there were like several cities built there. I would 1,000% live in a Hobbit hole style house, so long as it was like nice and like dope inside.
And like human sized?
Thing with my health isn't worth anything. I could
That'd be
rebuild a
sweet.
better, cheaper house if something happens, and the insurance payments would just be giving money away if nothing happens.
Dude, that's awesome. So I try to think of like weird stuff I would do if like being filthy rich, like billionaire style. It would be really freaking cool in remote random places, build tiny, like actual hobbit-sized homes that like just maybe one day someone discovers them, and those like, dude, what the hell is this? Make it look lived in.
I
Just,
want
like,
I would
totally
want to
screw
do
up
like
science.
a righteous gem style where like we all live like on the same like.
You've said that before.
Like with my
and
family.
Mike totally agreed with you.
I love it.
That would be so dope, dude.
So what was that last comment there about like not wanting to pay insurance because you just save the money for yourself?
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand
like,
it. This is my house. My house isn't worth anything. I could rebuild a better, cheaper house if something happens, and the insurance payments would just be giving money away if nothing happens.
So I totally disagree with you. Like if your house is worth like let's say it was worth $10,000, therefore your payments would not be a lot.
Yeah.
If your house is only worth $10,000, that means that your payments would be like $10 a year. You know what I'm saying? Like the fraction that you're paying compared to.
And plus, getting some money is better than no money.
But yeah, but like think about it. Like it's not equivalent at all. Like in my opinion. Like now, if you were telling me that your payments were $1,000 every 6 months or whatever, and your house is worth $10,000, then sure, yeah, keep that money. But like, it's not like a car. You know, like it's not like.
But even like with a house,
are expensive, but they're way more likely to have an issue with a car, or like your car just gets in an accident compared to your house.
I still think with insurance,
Yeah.
my personal belief is that if nothing happens for the year, you should just get your money back.
No.
Like it's like because
It's
it's
not- but
or at
that's
least
not how it
or at
would
least a
work,
portion
though,
of
like-
it. Or at least a portion of it.
Yeah, but then
Like,
they would just
it's crazy.
they would just have to charge you more because they still have to they have to be profitable, but they also have to pay out for the people that did have a problem.
I
So,
think
like, the money has
personally
to
that like
go
if
somewhere.
you yourself didn't cash in something, then you shouldn't have an increase at least.
Agreed. Yeah, sure. But then
Because I don't think I should be penalized because people in Texas have had 20 tornadoes.
sure.
Like-
it shouldn't increase, and your deductibles over time should go down.
I actually
So
increased our deductible this year so that my insurance didn't go up a crazy amount
Yeah.
because my insurance was
Yeah.
going to go up by like 150 or 200 a month. And I
That's
couldn't afford
crazy.
it. So I was like, I'm going to increase the deductible
that's
on
for
everything.
both of our vehicles and our house.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, like if
I
you're,
think instead of the vehicles being 500, they're now 1,000, and the house is like, instead of 1,500, it's like 2,500 or something.
yeah, like so say for instance, like your vehicle, right? Say the deductible is like 1,500. You know, if you go like 5 or 10 years with a clean record, by that time you should have like literally no deductible. It should just be like, yeah, all right. And then yeah, sure, if something happens, well, you got to have a deductible again, and maybe in 5 or 10 years it's zero.
That's the big thing about like the whole concept of like the Tesla insurance and stuff is that it's based on each car and your driving, right? So like you have insurance on your car, and if you sign up for Tesla insurance, it's based off of how many miles you drive.
I wonder if it's worth it.
How
for
many
us.
miles you drive. They don't have it here in Connecticut. How many miles you drive, how fast you drive, what hours of the day you drive, like depending on where you're driving, all that stuff is calculated, and then it's based on your individual rate.
Because like
Yeah.
we don't really drive a lot.
No.
We don't drive to
Neither-
a lot
yeah,
of
neither
places.
do I.
I don't drive fast ever, basically. I never speed. So I feel like we would get like a really good rate, and it might even be cheaper than even though like ours is bundled, I bet you it would be cheaper.
Yeah.
If we
Yeah.
went through them for that car.
Yeah, but they don't have it in Connecticut yet. So
I wonder why.
we could-
Yeah,
we could-
I'm-
it's a
I gotta say, though,
regulatory thing. Connecticut hates Tesla. So.
I'm pretty pumped because I had insurance with Geico for. It's so weird because I think I just forgot to do it, but I had like I have motorcycle and then RV insurance through one company, and then I had like I forget what it's called, but I have this just like broad insurance. I had it with Geico, I think, where I could pretty much drive anyone's vehicle because I didn't technically own a vehicle. And so like I could drive like Mary Lynn's car and be fine. And that was like $40 a month. And then so I just added on a vehicle, but moved it over to Progressive, and it only went up like $20. Like I'm so pumped about that because I thought it was gonna like be like massively sky high.
I think like if we did get Teslas separately, like we would still have a bundle with our other car in the house, so it wouldn't be like it wouldn't make the house more expensive.
By
the
lowering
homeowners.
the thing.
Well, like you know how like we have the bundle deal, so that's why it's a little cheaper. Like we would still have a bundle between homeowners and car.
Yeah, it's a little cheaper, but it wouldn't go up in price if you removed something from it. It would only go down in price. Because the reason that we're saving on the bundle, because if we had it separate, the car would be more expensive, probably. But since we're bundling it together, it's not like, you know, because we have two together, we're probably discounting a little bit, but removing the cars would make it go down by the car's value. It's not gonna all, like, you know what I mean? Having more, I don't think having more would make it,
Yeah.
you know.
Xander said,
Like if we added a third car, it wouldn't go down because we added another car because we're bundling another thing. It would still go up. You see?
I did the math, and insurance over the course of my life would cost more than having to build with the savings plus a small mortgage on the land. Yeah, but that only makes sense if you take that money that you would have paid for insurance and keep it.
Yeah.
And put it aside and have it like accrue interest and stuff.
Yeah, and then let's say your whole life, right?
Well, like you said, so why not save the money and get the mortgage if more is needed? But are you actually saving that money? Or are you just being like, okay, I'll spend it on this and this and that?
Now that I have this extra money, I'm just going to spend it.
I would say, sure, if you take that, like for me, my homeowner's insurance and property tax are $1,110 a month. So if I took that and put it aside until I got the value of my house in a savings account, then sure, that would make sense.
And then if something happens to our house, we're fucked.
What do you mean?
We didn't have insurance, and we've been saving up. We got a whole $50,000 saved
Right,
up
if you don't have the
because
full
we
amount.
haven't paid our insurance for 5 years,
Right.
let's say. And now
It's a huge risk.
Now we have $50,000, right, that we could do whatever with, but the damage is gonna $100,000, right?
Or your whole house.
Yeah,
needs to
sure,
be
but let's
rebuilt.
say there's a fire, it burned out part of the house.
Yeah.
It's $200,000.
It's too much of a risk for me.
And they basically just have to tear down the whole house and rebuild it. Oh, but we have $50,000. You know, like it's not.
Yeah, well, I mean, right now we have the mortgage to pay. Yeah.
You have to buy a whole lot of scratch off tickets with that money, dude. Pray for a miracle.
My insurance would be just over 200 New Zealand dollars a week. Yeah, but again, you'd have to save. Like I agree with you that if you save like for 5 years and then all of a sudden your house burns down, it's like, well, great.
Yeah.
You don't have enough to
right.
build, and then now you're in a mortgage situation where you basically have like a down payment.
Yeah.
Mortgage payments are not less than insurance here. Maybe they are there, depending on. Well, I guess it depends on where you live and the size of your house. But our mortgage is definitely not cheaper.
Yeah, I mean, and if it is and you can afford it, then you buy another house, rent it out, and then you make money off that house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's that much cheaper.
But then you still have to pay.
No.
Especially if someone else is living in your house, then you should definitely have insurance.
But then they're just paying you. So, you know.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, insurance can be brutal, man.
I mean, it can be. I wish I didn't have to pay for so much insurance, but it's just kind of like a known bill that I just accept.
It's peace of mind too, and it's
peace of mind, dude. Imagine having like no car insurance.
No,
like, how
I would
scary
freak out.
That would be.
I have
horrifying.
like people I work with don't have like liability and stuff, and I'm like, what? Or full coverage rather.
They
don't have full cover. Yeah, right. And I'm like,
at least they have that.
But you're so screwed.
My dad is in the exact same mindset that Xander. Was it Xander that was talking about New Zealand? He's in the same mindset where he's just like, oh, if I could save that money. I'm like, you're an idiot. You've never saved money your entire effing life. Like, you're not gonna save money. So and then you're gonna lose your car. You know, like. It sucks.
Well, look, it's all fine and dandy if you are the type of person that is disciplined enough to save. But again, it's not worth the risk, in my opinion. then you're
Honestly,
constantly
dude, like,
thinking
I
like,
think-
I can't touch this $200,000 because what if my house burns down? That's a crazy
Yeah,
amount of money
yeah.
to not be able to do anything with. And it's not really an emergency fund at that point.
See, more the thing more like so for me with something like car insurance is like it's not even like the vehicle. It's like what if like
sue you.
there's tons of damage that's done, you know, like that's what you pay for them to cover you like $100 or $150,000 or whatever.
Well,
like
it's not even that. Like it's
so it's not just that.
I don't know technically they wouldn't be able to sue you if you had no insurance because they're not going to get anything, right? Like
You can end up getting something.
but then it would go after your homeowners. Like you don't really it doesn't go after you, I don't think.
I'm not sure how it worked, but when Mary Lynn got in an accident in Mississippi, that was not her fault. The person was not insured, and she somehow was able to get a settlement. Maybe it's specific by state, but like I don't know. Maybe they go
It
after
was
their
probably
assets or
from
something.
him. Yeah,
It was probably from his homeowners or something.
From that person. Like they
I'm gonna guess he didn't own a home, but
I mean, who knows? I don't know exactly how it works, but yeah, but then you have to worry about hospital costs. What if you end up in the hospital for 2 months because you got into some horrific accident? All of that's coming out of your pocket.
Yeah.
And then my dad's funny too because he's just like, oh, I don't like thinking about it that way. I'm like, you know, I'm trying to convince him to get like life insurance or something, and he's just like, oh, I don't want to think about dying. And it's like, all right, no, but I'm sure that nobody that freaking dies is ever like, well, it's time to die now. I mean, obviously there are some, but I'm just saying, most people that have an accident weren't planning on having an accident. That's why it's called an accident. You know, like it's super simple. But my dad's stubborn, and that's why I'm not like him when it comes to money.
No, I mean, I grew up, you know, the way I am, basically, like always having insurance. And it's just a bill. Like we're gonna have it.
I don't know how I turned out the way I am because
I don't know either, but I like it.
My parents were like not.
I mean, sometimes like you kind of like pull me back because I definitely am more of a spender than you are.
Yeah.
So like you have to like stop me sometimes from spending.
And then sometimes
too much.
I want to spend money and but I don't at the same time.
He's like, I want to buy this, and then he'll think about it for like 6 months.
Dude, you know how many times I've driven somewhere to buy something? It would happen with like a TV or something, and I would get there and I'd be ready to buy it, and I'd be like, dude, I can't buy this.
You get nauseous a little bit. You feel it. You're like,
when we like when we signed our house, like all of the paperwork for our house, he's like, I literally feel nauseous right now.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was so scary.
Really?
I hated it.
Buying the house didn't bug me because I was just happy to have a house. I was like, dope.
You're like, I've been living out of this RV for way too long.
Yeah, boy, time to stretch my legs.
You were right at that point, like when you were just you just had the RV, right?
I don't know, Tony. Do you like his hair part or do not like it?
No, he doesn't like it.
Dude, you know how dope it. Do you know how long it felt like it took waiting for the closing date so I could drive the RV to the house and start moving into that? If it was like it might have been a little under a month wait or around a month, and it felt like months, dude. It felt like 6 months, dude. Every day went so slow.
Xander's like, apparently I feel like you just jinxed it. He's like, my house is over 50 years old and nothing has ever happened. That just means that now there's more chance of things to happen because it's so old.
That means the insurance company sent out their hitmen to mess up your house because you're not paying them.
Oh, he likes your hair part.
Oh, okay. I thought he didn't like it.
I don't know.
Before.
He liked part of it.
Wow, got it.
That was good.
Shit.
All right, we should go. It's time to go, y'all.
Peace, peace.
See you guys later.
Yeah, man.
Bye.
God bless.
What'd you say?
What?
Peace.
Peace.
Jesus.